Just keep in mind, he has not gone full retard. He's just like mildly retarded or something like that. You know, I don't know. YouTube probably doesn't like me using that word. You know, what word's that, Gearbox? Retard. Glad you asked.
Can't stop the signal now.
Yeah, YouTube, I don't think they like people using that word. Tough billions there, YouTube. Oh, my Lord, man. YouTube hates this channel with love and passion. I can guarantee that much. It's gonna be crazy, man. Dealing with all kinds of shenanigans, dodge over on Twitter. Got people coming out the board. It's impossible to tell if they're a real person or a bot account. But man, you make no mistake, it's a combination of both. Yeah, real people and bot accounts attacking people like, you know, myself, being a true blue geek and one not being afraid to use the First Amendment, not being afraid to fight for the First Amendment. They don't like it. They don't like it when we do that, guys. It's like that. Yeah, the commander puts rebel in a rebel squadron. Let's put it that way. There's so many people. Twitter is like my big social thing right now. Currently, the modern day a public square for the entire nation and arguably the world at large. You know, that's just how big and how influential that platform is. A lot of people out there in the world that have no idea what it means to be a geek. I'm getting so much pushback, it's not even funny. I wear it as a badge of pride because it means I'm on the right track. It means I'm doing something right here. If you're not ruffling feathers out there, you're doing something wrong. And when I say ruffle the feathers, I'm not talking about being just some, you know, low-grade dirtbag mouthing off, you know, just you got something legitimate to say, you know, a legitimate stance, a line in the sand that you're protecting and guarding. There's a right way to be a rebel and a wrong way to be a rebel. I try to be a rebel the right way. Let's put it that way. My way or the highway. It's a lot of ways. There's more than one way to skin a cat. All right, I'll stop now. What was I? Yeah, I did that again. Lost my train of thought. Kind of, sort of, not really, but kind of. It's commander thing. What can I say? Sue me. I got no money. It jokes on you. So yeah. Oh yeah. People just don't understand. I guess so many people on Twitter are just like, "What do you mean? That's not what it means to be a geek." Blah, blah. You know, they're into horror, gore, pornographic stuff. I'm not talking about, you know, drawing women to be attractive. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just straight up pornography. And it doesn't have to be explicit. There's a category called soft pornography. It's still pornography. And then there's the gore. Gore is not normal, guys. I hate to break it. There's a lot of you people out there. I hate to break it to you. Gore is not normal. Anybody that is eager to consume gore, and I've seen it on Twitter. People are like, "Oh yeah, it's got blood and gore," and they're just all excited about the gore. And it's like, "Oh yeah, I want to see people ripped apart limb from limb." It's like, what? That's not normal, guys. I hate to break it to you. If you're that type of person, yeah, you need Jesus. Let's put it that way. Holy cow, man. Is that normal? Wanting to see people torn limb from limb is not normal. It is the definition of degenerate. Hate to break it to you. Cartoon violence is one thing. I'm perfectly okay with cartoon violence. Peter Griffin in Fortnite is the definition of cartoon violence. Luke Skywalker getting his hand cut off in Star Wars, that is cartoon violence. It wasn't gory. It wasn't like in your face. It was like Darth Vader takes a saber. One moment, Luke's got his hand. The next, his hand is lightsaber's falling into the pit. And it's not like shoving his bloody stump in the camera. Somebody actually tried to use the whole thing. Oh, when it was cauterized, blah, blah, blah. That's exactly the point. George Lucas could get away with it, realistically, without adding gore, because of that scientific, the science fiction liberty. He's able to get it in there. It fit with the story. It made sense. It wasn't in-your-face gore, and it worked. Which literally proves my point. You got these boneheads trying to use it as some sort of argument in their favor, and they got it completely backwards. I can't make this stuff up. The world's gone completely bonkers, guys. The galaxy is spinning out of control into insanity. You just got to plant yourself. Like Captain America says, plant yourself next to the river of truth. When the galaxy tells you you're wrong, you say no. When the galaxy says you're the problem, like, no. You're wrong. You're the one that needs to change. That's where we're at. The galaxy's just out of control. So I planted myself next to the river of truth. And I'm telling the galaxy at large, you're in the wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. Being a geek means something. A lot of people, there's so many people out there on the internet have no idea. They don't understand it. They don't get it. And they try to push the degeneracy. And it's out to bully me into shutting up, rolling over, being a doormat, and allowing these degenerates to continue to just destroy pop culture and geekdom. I'm not having it. Rebel Squadron is where the heart of geekdom lives and beats. And the gates are shut to the degenerate, weirdo, pervert normies of this world. They can engage in all pop culture they want, no matter how degenerate it is, no matter how just grotesque and gruesome and gratuitous it is. They can consume it all they want, but their geek cards are revoked. Not having it. Not having it. Protecting the heart of geekdom here, guys. When there's a lot of people who don't like it, whether they like it or not, this is the reality of it now. They're just gonna have to deal with it. They want their geek card back. They're gonna have a come to Jesus moment, quite literally. Turn away from their degenerate ways. If they do that, then they'll get the geek card back. I don't have a lot of faith in these degenerates to be able to do that. It's just how degenerate they really are. I haven't seen it. Personally, I have not seen it. People have had plenty of opportunity, and they have not shown it. They either recruit WASI's widows or try to allow trans and use people. Well, that's a whole nother issue, dude. That's a whole nother issue. That's goes way beyond geekdom, and I'm going to say something that nobody wants to acknowledge. Women have been replacing men since World War II. So people don't like it when I say this. I got no pity for women. Women have been taking over men's spaces literally since World War II. Now it's finally reached the breaking point where the backlash is finally happening. Men are now taking over women's spaces. It's been coming a very long time. I got no pity for women. If they don't want women in their men's spaces, then they need to give men their spaces back. They need to give men their positions in society back. They need to give men their authority back. That's where it is. That's where I stand. So I honestly, when it comes to the whole men and participating in women's sports thing, I honestly don't care. Until women step back from men's spaces, I don't care. They've got it coming. That's all I gotta say. All right, guys. Well, hope you guys have had a great week and everything. Hope you worked hard, because it's time to play hard, Rebel Squadron style. Yeah. Kicking off the weekend here with everybody's favorite, lovable, sometimes legally retarded ammo guy. It's like that. Cheers, recruit, and bottoms up. Too many people out there, not just pop culture, not just geekdom, society in general, they don't understand consequences, repercussions of their actions, choices they have made. We're witnessing the fruits of those labors. Society is now reaping what it has sown so many decades ago. It's incredible, absolutely incredible to witness. I mean, you spend each day watching it unfold, watching the slow motion, nuclear powered train wreck unfolding real time. And you just keep hoping and praying society is going to wake up and do what is necessary to fix it. You can see, you can watch society like very, very slowly moving towards that, but it's so excruciatingly slow. Like, oh my lord, it's like a crippled sloth trying to cross the road. You know, you want to just pick him up and carry him across the road, see, so he can get across to where he needs to be. But that's not how it works. You know, society, you try to pick him up and he'll just like take those long claws and just like gouge the crap out of you. And like, what do you think you're doing? You know, that's so you just you watch and you hope that nobody runs him over. You hope he gets across in time to survive. Hey, that recruit Shadows YT, what's up, what's up, what's up? Long time no see. Glad to see you back in the live chat. Hope you've been doing well. Hope you're doing fantastic. It's good to see you guys. It's nice to know YouTube can't stop the signal, if you know what I mean. I don't know if you guys got your notifications or not. A lot of people don't. I get to so many people pop into the Discord cantina or in the live chat and like, hey, I don't get your notification. This dude, it happens all the time, man. I'm glad you guys made it. Which means you probably got some sort of notification. So that's a nice change of pace. What can I say? I don't know. Make sure. You know, let's do it. Gearbox kicking on over. Yeah. Let's get our retard. Fortnite. Let's get our Fortnite on. Oh, here we go. So we got Invincible. Can't make this stuff up. Invincible. It's one of those properties that it embraces gore. And then you got this chick, Adam Eve. I mean, that's just blasphemous. Adam Eve. They're trying to... Here's what they're trying to do. It's basically a trans character. Adam is Adam and Eve combined into one. But they change Adam to Adam. You know what I mean. Try and like slip it past you. No, Adam Eve is a trans character. Trying to combine men and women, with men and women somehow being equal, but yet women are still superior. It's really convoluted, twisted thinking. And then there's the hyperviolence. It's just, yeah. When I first started about Invincible, I was like, okay, check it out, sounds cool. And then right out of the gate, boom. I mean, Omni-Man is just ripping people apart. It's disgusting. That's not geekdom. That is not what it means to be a superhero. This is not a superhero comic book. This is a gore comic book. Masquerading as a superhero comic book. And I'm so freaking over it, guys. I'm over it. Same thing with The Boys. It's a pornographic gore series property masquerading as superhero geekdom. But it's not. People got their rose-colored glasses on that somehow takes all the gore and the porn, puts this through this lens, this filter, somehow makes it look rosy and acceptable and geeky. And it's not. It's just like, it's an uphill battle. People don't want to hear it. Society has been brainwashed. They don't want to hear it. They get so mad when you point it out. So mad. So mad. When you don't know any real true blue geeks in real life, dude, it makes it difficult just to connect with people. And you try, you try and you try and you try. When there's this brainwashed barrier between you, I mean, you cannot, there's no real reaching through it. Because you're not going to jump over to their side. You're not going to just willingly be brainwashed. And for them to come over out of that brainwashing, it's extremely difficult. Because human nature is they don't want to. You just got to hope that they make their way out of it somehow, you know? And sometimes there's little hints that maybe it's happening, but then they just kind of fall back into it. It's very frustrating. Yeah, you just want to get that lasso, go all cowboy on them, get that lasso on them, around them, yank them out of the gutter, through that brainwash barrier. It's like, hey, welcome back to the heart of geekdom, but, that's the thing about free will. You cannot force people to change. You cannot force people to give up their degeneracy. It's just not how humans work. So you keep chipping away at them until hopefully eventually they see the light. This is what I'm talking about. Invincible is not a superhero comic book. It is a degenerate, weirdo, pervert property. Yeah, Adam Eve, Atom Eve, ATOM, Adam Eve. Clearly, is some sort of feminist equality trans character. You got Omni-Man, who's a cold-blooded murderer in graphic detail. And Invincible is just this poor kid caught in the middle. Like, the basic premise is interesting, but they do it completely the wrong way. That's what we're up against. And there are a lot of people out there think it doesn't matter. It's like they think that what this monologue here, this conversation doesn't matter. And they do not understand how wrong they are. These conversations do matter. They matter so much. People are so afraid to have these conversations. But they matter so much because pop culture matters. It really does. Pop culture matters more than anybody realizes. Because it has such a huge impact on so many people. When they're consuming stuff like this, garbage in, garbage out. What you see, what you read, what you hear, the pop culture and whatnot that you consume, garbage in, garbage out. So if you're consuming LGBT, hyper gore, hyper violent garbage, I hate to break it to you, that's having a very negative impact on you as a human being. You cannot engage in stuff like this and not come away changed for the worse. It will impact you for the worse in a very bad, very negative way. That's why it matters. That is why it matters. That's why we're having this conversation. I'm just trying to have fun here, and they just shove it in my face every single day. This stuff is shoved in my face. I'm just so tired of it. I'm tired of it. And even worse than that, I'm tired of not being allowed to speak about it. I am tired of not being able to speak out against it. Tired of it. So screw YouTube. Screw these trolls. These little degenerate weirdos. Screw them. They are hereby banished to the outer fringes where the weirdo perverts, degenerates have always existed. Before they took over the core of pop culture and geekdom. They're no longer welcome. The gate's shut. Dude, they get so mad when you gain their geek card. And they've actually told me on Twitter, like, I don't care about being a geek. I don't care about my geek card. Really? Then why are you getting so mad that I just revoked it? Why are you getting so mad I broke your geek card if it doesn't matter to you? It's because it's not about being a geek. It's about making all of the normal people, the normal geeks, the real geeks, not besides polite society. And it's about taking all those people and converting them to weirdo degenerates and perverts. They're not content to be hanging out on the weirdo fringe. They want everybody to be like them. That's why it's a never-ending battle. Why right now it's a massive uphill battle, because there's this huge brainwash barrier. I refuse to go through it, and so many people are they're almost like afraid to break that brainwashing, to break through that barrier. It's pretty incredible to witness, let me tell you.
Can't stop the signal now.